right. We're here for One Horse Thunders. We got a whole crew here. Usually we got a lot of people watching live. And now we got a lot of people actually watching live. Here we got Greggy, Davey, LJ, out here joining the crew. They're new to the horse racing game, like a lot of people. A lot of people watching.
Never too young to start. Never too young to start.
That's right. So yeah, LJ is actually he's been on a lot on the old show when we were on. My guy Bill that used to watch from. Sometimes he checks in every once in a while from Boston. Okay. So
where?
He's from Boston. So
okay.
He'll check in sometimes. So let me pull up here. So we're back on. Hey, that's right. Boston is in Massachusetts. So we're back on Rant Sports as of today.
So that's great, Sean. Great news.
Yeah. We're trying to kind of keep it going here. So
awesome.
No. All right. So if
Can they see that?
No, if this is your first time watching here, we do the One Horse Wonders, and we are definitely doing something different today because instead of Gulf Street like we usually do, where are we at today? This weekend, Fred?
Well, this weekend we're going to take a shot up north this time at the Big A Aqueduct in Ozone Park, New York, which is the location for one of the three big Derby prep races, the Wood Memorial, which at Aqueduct is race 12, I believe. Big race, 100 points, essentially another win in your in race. There is another race on Saturday, April 5th at Santa Anita, the Santa Anita Derby. Didn't take a real close look at that race. Some really high quality horses shown, but only 5 horses. There might be even a scratch. I was just listening to some people talking. And because there's only 5 horses, the points are reduced, whereas now first place is only 75%. I'm sorry, first place at the Santa Anita Derby is 75 points. You're still likely to get in if you get first place there. Second place is now 37.5. But if, God forbid, I hope it doesn't happen, but if another horse scratches, first place goes to 50% of 100, which would be 50 points. Still possibly good chance to get in. Second place becomes 25 points. So things change dramatically. But I didn't really look too much at that race, Sean.
There could be 4 horses in that race by the time it goes off, correct?
Well, again, just reading through some of the information and looking at some of the way some of the horses are looking, obviously nobody wants to see that happen, but the field started off with 5. Yeah. So you lose 1. Santa Anita, great track, beautiful venue, high quality horses there. For whatever reason, they certainly have some of the smaller fields available to bet on, and that's been one of their what they're kind of known for, among many things. Again, high quality racetrack, but there's some big fields in the races that we're going to look at Aqueduct, Sean.
Okay, so race 9 this Saturday, 4:34 at Aqueduct. It's the Gazelle Stakes, 1 1/8 mile on dirt. And once again, if you're new to this, basically we're going to pick one horse and focus on it. Which horse are you picking? I see a couple horses and a couple speed horses. Which one are you going with the gold horse or the vanilla horse?
Go with the gold, Sean. Go with the gold. Yeah, you made a good point. There's 3 horses in this race who have a lot of speed. The 1, 3, and the 8 are probably going to go out. But let's talk about the number 2, Ballerina d'Oro. Number 1, Prime Power, ridden by Dylan Davis, has the highest late pace figure of 107. That towers above anybody else. Dylan Davis knows his horse pretty well. He rode him a couple times back. He's raced against in his last race the Queen's MG, a tremendous horse. Didn't have a really great run. Came in 3rd, made some late gain. His odds are 1-1, so he's certainly, obviously, the odds makers also look at him as a favorite, and I think rightfully so, Sean. But I think the race sets up very well for him. Dylan Davis, one of your best closers that there is out there. So that's my one-horse wonder in that race, the Gold, right? Ballerina d'Oro.
The race 10 there is at 5:06, 7 furlongs on dirt. The Carter Stakes. Yeah, LJ's he wants to get involved here, so he's gonna talk about. So basically, LJ, what we're doing is we have these horses, and Fred is going to pick one horse that he likes here. So to win the race.
I'm going
to win.
So he's saying 2, 4, or 7. So what he's gonna?
Oh wow!
Maybe he has a different horse in mind, but Full Moon, Maximus Meridius, Quince Brew, is one of those. I'm looking at a 35% clip when last race winners return. I don't know. But I also see a Prime Power number 1.
Yeah. Well, Prime Power number 1 in this race is not the horse I picked. That's the number 4. But the number 2, Quince Brew. This horse last out put a 101 buyer up in the mud, which is a possible chance to have an off track at Aqueduct this weekend. It's not a definite, but it looks like it's going to be kind of wet, kind of perhaps just a muddy track, maybe not a sloppy, but that's one reason why I like that horse. But even the race before, he won by 6. That was a fast track at Laurel Park. So he's coming out of Laurel Park. You get some good quality horses out there. Everett Large, a good trainer. Mikel Sanchez has another angle that I really like, and I know you know this, Sean. It's his only mount. Mikel Sanchez wins a lot of races at Parks. Wins a lot of races at Laurel. And he's coming here in a grade 2, the Carter here at Aqueduct. I like this horse a lot. And as you pointed out, this trainer, once he gets him winning, they win a lot. I mean, he's raced 5 times, won 4 times. The time he came in, he came in 3rd, but he got moved down to 2nd because he got bumped around. So, I mean, he basically could be undefeated, but unfortunately, again, there was a lot of bumping in the race. So that's my pick, the number 2, Quince Brew. Again, not a big price, 2-1. There's some other horses I may talk about, again, when the scratches come out on Saturday, which we often do, Sean.
Yes, remember, on Saturday, we'll be doing 12:30 Eastern. We'll go through with all the odds and everything, and we'll do a little bit more in depth. Now, LJ is going to talk about race 11 here. Go ahead, LJ.
It's 1.4 miles.
Yep.
It's in the dirt, and the winner gets $150K.
150,000 for the winner. What time does it go off?
5:38 p.m. Eastern.
That's right. So it's the Excelsior race 11 here at Aqueduct. I see some horses here.
I like that.
Krupi, Masmac, and Phileas Fogg.
Oh, I like Phileas Fogg.
LJ's going to go with Phileas Fogg. Where are you going to go with
LJ, I think you have a future on TVG with the way you put that race together, but I'm going to have to disagree with you on this. The horse I'm going is the number 4 horse, Krupi. Again, our guy Dylan Davis is on him. He's number 1 Prime Power. He's had some rough races the last few times he's been out. But Sean, listen to who he's raced against, going back to his 6 races back. National Treasure, Senior Buscador. After that, after that, Arthur's Ride. After that, Tappet Trice, Skippy Longstock. After that, Rattle and Roll, Hit Show. After that, White Barrio, Lock, Skippy Longstocking. None of those horses are in this race. I mean, his last race out, Dylan Davis basically kind of gave him a ride around, never pushed him. Kind of, he had no kick. He saved ground. I think he was just kind of like getting a feel for where this horse is. And, that's the first time Dylan Davis has been on him. So I think now that he knows what's under the hood, I think this horse has a big, big shot. And I love the price at 4-1, Sean.
LJ was just reading something about Phileas Fogg.
Yeah.
What is Phileas Fogg?
He's 2 for 2 with trainer Rodriguez.
And what's the most important thing here?
If the track is off, stock rises further.
Now, with the weather here, Fred, are you going to wait? Obviously, we'll talk about this on Saturday.
$20
with the rain. LJ is going to throw $20 on the 6 here.
Okay, well, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, LJ.
Are you going to wait to see the weather too? Could that obviously for people that are just watching here? We got a bunch of people watching on Twitter. Is that something that you want to check out in the morning there? If the track is a little bit wet.
Oh, big time. Not just the track being wet, because there are lots of horses who have run in an off track before in this race and run well. And many of the races that we're looking at today for Saturday, but not just, what the track condition is, which is going to be huge, but scratches. They can affect the pace. They can affect the style of the race. Lots of factors can come in, as we know. And that's why we spend our time, Sean, doing that Saturday morning show at 12:30. It's been invaluable. It's been invaluable from what I've seen as the results we've looked at, Sean. So the scratches can be big.
No.
So we got race 12. Greggy, what is race 12?
Sand Devil.
No, what is race 12? What race is it? The
Wood
Memorial
G2.
It's a grade 2 race. It's 1 1/8 miles on dirt. It goes off at 6:10. Obviously, Wood Memorial, if you follow the races, it's a big race. This is why we're at Aqueduct on Saturday. There's some big horses in it. Obviously, Greg, you talked about Sand Devil, who needs the points to qualify. Passionate Rules, undefeated, likely favorite, needs the win. Captain Cook. A lot of these horses need the win. Where are you going here?
Oh, big time. Again, it is essentially a win and you're in. I looked at this race pretty closely, and I looked at some of the replays. And there are some speed horses in there. And historically, if you look at some of the races that run at the Wood Memorial, the winner tends to come from a little bit off the pace. Not certainly, a pace setter or a front runner. I kind of think this year this is going to change. And that's why I really like Sand Devil, the number 5. His morning line is 8-1. I don't mind that. Linda Rice, one of the hottest trainers at Aqueduct, knows how to win. Jose Liscano rides this horse every time. Some of these horses have new riders on them. Captain Cook, we'll talk a little about him. Manny Franco stays with him. Mike Smith is coming in from the West Coast to ride Rodriguez. He's never ridden him before. Again, Mike Smith, the Hall of Fame trainer. Hill Road's a favorite horse that people are going to like. Joel Rosario is coming in to ride him for the first time. Dylan Davis on Grande, riding him for the first time. Caramouche riding that horse for the first time. Maraz, a lot of horses riding their horses for the first time. I mean, the number 11 and number 12, Omaha and Statesman, their jockeys are staying on. But I certainly look at this horse, Sand Devil. He's number 2 prime power, not far off the top from Captain Cook. I think this horse is sitting on a big race. He's won 3 out of 4. He ran a quality second race in the Gotham at Aqueduct. He's only run at Aqueduct, so he's very familiar with the track. And again, I love the odds of 8-1. So that is my pick, Sean and LJ, in that race.
And we're going to look at race 13 here at 6:44. And Greggy here, who also goes by Hammer, he just noticed something, and this kid is very smart. Both these two are very smart. He just noticed something on the thing. Go ahead, read what did you just read?
Big class drop of Brad Cock. 38% of this kind of layoff. Rosario takes over.
That popped out at him. He said that it's a big class drop for Brad Cox down in the race, which is an optional claiming $45,000 race. 38% off this kind of layoff, and Joel Rosario takes over. That popped out right to him. Does he know what he's talking about?
I'm going to give him a yes. He does know what he's talking about there, because Brad Cox, one of the best trainers in the country, putting a horse in a $45,000 optional claiming race, and he Brad Cox is putting this horse in the race, and he's not up for claims. I don't believe he is. So I'm looking at this horse and saying, okay, why is he here? He's here to win. He's not up for claim. He's run 5 times at Aqueduct and has been in the money all 5 times. Came in first twice, came in second twice, came in third twice. Working out like he's ready to run a big one. He's putting Joel Rosario on it, which again, he's never ridden the horse before, but Joel Rosario and Brad Cox hit at 43%. Small sample at Aqueduct, but 7 times he's put him on and he's won, 43%. So to me, that's a big plus, and that's why I'm going with the 10 horse as my horse in that race, and I love 5-1. So I think the value in these races at Aqueduct are going to come after the first 2 races. The last 3 races, including the Wood Memorial, I think is where you're going to get the value. I think the first 2 races probably likely to be favorites. So if you're going to do a horizontal bet, I would look at spreading in those races, Sean.
So yeah, I mean, obviously Greggy's a mathematical kind of mind here, and trained by me. Both of them trained by me mathematically here. So LJ has the Bluegrass Stakes at Keeneland. It's going to be moved from this weekend to Tuesday because of the weather. But go ahead, you read that.
The race 5:52 p.m. Eastern.
1 1/8
Oh yeah,
miles.
1 1/8 miles. Dirt. The Toyota Bluegrass Stakes G1.
It's a grade one race. It's going to be Tuesday.
I'm taking River
Thames.
Yeah, Thames.
Thames.
Favorite. You like River Thames the favorite, huh?
Yeah. What about you? What's his name?
Fred.
Okay, here we go. I looked this race over pretty good. Again, a lot of quality horses in it. Burnham Square, Owen Almighty, River Thames. You got some quality racehorses in this race. By Tuesday, I mean, Sean, they're getting between Saturday or Friday and Saturday at Keeneland, 20 inches of rain, man.
Yeah, they're getting a
I'll
ton
be
of
shocked
rain.
if they're going to run the grass races, turf races on Monday or Tuesday when they finally get dried out. We'll see. But the horse I'm picking here has a jockey on it who's totally underrated, wins a lot, had a big race in the prep, one of the previous prep derby races. Luan Machado is on the 5-horse East Avenue. Putting blinkers on. Machado has ridden him before. He took his maiden and put up an 86 buyer at 6 furlongs and won by 8. And it was a big field, Sean. There were 10 horses in that field. So it wasn't like a 6-horse field where he just ran away. He took this race and won by 8 lengths with some pretty good fractions. All right. Since then, he's stretched out to a mile and 16th, mile and an 1/8. And, he's had some trouble in those last 2 races, which was the Risen Star and the British Cup Juvenile. Citizen Bull won that. I just think this is second off a layoff. He's working out lights out. Brendan Walsh knows how to get horses ready for races. You look at those 4 last, he's worked out February 27th. He's worked out 6 times, put in some serious works. I mean, again, 3-1. I like him so much, Sean. Not only is he my 1-horse wonder, he's my lookout bet. So you know what that means.
Okay.
That means look out.
We got to look out for that. And I know Greggy was looking at Burnham Square because he looks at the value and the strong upset candidate and sees maybe he's going to get some decent odds with that with his big money. He's money banks over here. He's got between the two of them, they got some money to lay down at the track here. So, but yeah, I mean we'll be tutoring on Tuesday, so we may be watching that race here at the house. So.
Well, the other thing about Tuesday, having a big race like that, Sean, is Tuesday is typically across the country the most dark. There are races
basically a dead
being
racing
run,
day.
but you're not going to get races like you're going to get on a Tuesday any other time other than this situation where Keeneland has moved all the races from Saturday to Tuesday. So I think a lot of people are going to take off work to watch those races because that's a pretty cool situation, Sean.
Yeah. But the reason why I have River Thames is he's the favorite.
Maybe the likely favorite. You got to wait to see
And-
what the odds are.
And who do you have? East Avenue?
Yeah, he likes
That's
East
who I
Avenue.
like, LJ. Yeah, East Avenue. Not
East
West
Avenue.
Avenue, East
Not
Avenue.
blinkers.
Yeah.
It's a horse.
No, blinkers. They put the blinkers on. Blinkers mean they put the things so you can't see the horses to the side of you and you're only looking straight ahead.
Oh, and he's the number 1 seed. He's
No, he's-
number 5.
No, not the fight.
sucks.
He's in the 5. He's in the 5 spot on the. I'm going to explain to these guys.
Go
how
over the post positions with them,
We may-
Sean, and
we
let
may
them
go in-
understand.
we may go inside and watch TVG for the next hour. So we'll see how it is.
All right.
Putting
Cool.
socks
All
on
right.
my head. So it's time to
So
go. But these guys, they're
thanks for coming on, guys. Thanks for coming on, guys. Appreciate you being there.
State champion wrestler, football players. They're all kinds of
Awesome.
athletes.
Keep it up, brother. Keep it up. Want to hear
We
how you're
will-
doing later on? I'll be talking to Sean.
We
Oh,
will.
also, before I forget too, just another shout out to the Kentucky Derby on May 3rd. The Ancient Order of Hibernians will once again be hosting the party. It's a smash hit. Gets tons of people there. We're going to have special guests. Let Them Run with myself and Sean Miller.
Could be,
We'll be doing
these
the
two guys
podcast
could be
there.
there. They could be there along with Davey, who was on
I
earlier.
think after
Maybe
this
bringing him and
episode,
Lance.
What
like
about
we're
the
May
$20 bet we made earlier? Is that still on?
well, he'll talk to you about that. But we'd love to have you guys as guests. But it's going to be a big time over at the Derby on May 3rd. So
If they don't have wrestling, they will be there with me in the house. So because we're gonna have
guess
the live
what?
show.
They will be guests on the Let 'Em Run podcast on May 3rd, guys. All right, Sean?
Yep. All right.
All right,
We
boys.
will see everybody on Saturday. And
Yes, sir.
until I get more socks on me, we're gonna take it off at this point.
See you guys.